Kendrick Lamar.
Fast food, yeah.
Absolutely not.
His music don't touch the souls of the South.
Yes, it do.
No, it don't. It don't make us move down here. I ain't never heard nobody jumping across. Say, man, bump that Kendrick. Now I done heard him say.
Me.
I done heard him say bump that Drake now.
I'm a natural born leader. And because I'm small, I have to stand up to big guys who think, so the small guy is always the leader out of the group. Napoleon was. These big guys ain't hard as a leader until you go to prison.
Really?
Yeah.
Trump is tall. You don't think
Trump is a weenie.
Trump is a weenie?
Yeah, Trump, name 3 bar fights we know Trump done had.
Well, no, he said in an interview with Logan Paul he's never been in a fist
That's
fight.
what I'm talking about. He's a weenie.
So you think if you've never been in a fist fight...
As a man,
yeah.
You don't have no physical strength and ability to defend yourself as a man with no weapons. You got to have some kind of skills, or you a weenie.
He exposed them people. I'm exposing gang members. Something totally different. I got gang members, homie. Just talking about Steve Harvey. Just giving you some of the biggest names that we know to date. He giving us stuff that you only get to see behind the curtain. I'm telling us the obvious truth that we all know. He come bold enough to say, man, this ain't right, this ain't right. And these are all the people we thought was right.
They call it Jeffin' where I'm from, cunning. I play like the dumb nigga. I can't read and write. So I learned they give my kids a little favor. They kind of feel sorry for the dumb kids because his daddy ignorant. So they push him on through.
What they got a saying that say, sometimes you got to play the fool to the fool to make the fool think that you the fool, but really, they the fool.
That's what I've been doing. I'm the nigga that go to the school when I enroll the kids in school and play like he the dumb daddy who can't read. So I get a school a hard time. I talk my son into dropping out.
He dropped out?
Because I think school is for dumb people. I think everybody with an education is dumb.
So he never graduated?
Well, my mama talked him into going back. But I talked him into dropping out. I said, man, you can hang with me and be a dumb mechanic. I'm gonna let you go up here and work at my partner mechanic shop. I teach my son that ignorance prevails, so I play ignorant in real life in front of my kids. During the coronavirus, I played like I couldn't read, so I ain't have to do certain things, because guess what? They don't want to read it to me. I play like the dumb nigga. They call it Jeffin'.
The internet exploded the moment it happened. One Instagram post, and suddenly a nearly 20-year rap rivalry was back in the spotlight. But this time, it wasn't just about music. It involved family, legacy, and one of the most controversial voices on the internet stepping directly into the chaos. Because when King Harris decided to defend his mother online, he didn't just fire back at a rap legend. He crossed into territory that most people in hip-hop consider completely off limits, and the target of that message was none other than 50 Cent. Within hours, the internet was split in half. Some people said King was simply standing up for his family. Others believed he had just ignited a feud that could spiral out of control. But the real twist came when another name jumped into the situation. A man known for turning controversy into a full-blown spectacle. And according to Charleston White, this entire situation could have been prevented if one person had stepped in a long time ago. Because in his words, the real issue wasn't just disrespect, it was parenting. But to understand why this moment became such a massive story online, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. Because the tension between T.I. and 50 Cent didn't start yesterday. It started almost 2 decades ago, and it never truly ended. Back in 2007, hip-hop was having a different kind of debate. The South was dominating the charts, and T.I. had fully embraced the title of King of the South. After the success of his album King, the Atlanta rapper wasn't shy about claiming the crown, but 50 Cent wasn't buying it. During a radio interview that same year, 50 publicly questioned who exactly gets to decide who the king of anything in rap really is. Was it the fans? Or the artist themselves? Everyone understood who that comment was aimed at. T.I. definitely did. What followed was a series of subtle shots, competitive energy, and industry tension that slowly built over time. Then things got more serious when legal issues surrounding T.I. made headlines, and 50 began throwing lyrical jabs that many people interpreted as accusations. In hip-hop culture, those kinds of insinuations carry weight. And even when the two eventually cooled things down behind the scenes around 2011, the rivalry never truly disappeared. It just went quiet. For years, there were no major public clashes, no diss tracks, no interviews calling each other out. But in the age of social media, old rivalries don't stay buried forever. And in 2020, the internet almost forced the two legends back into the ring. That year, Versus battles were dominating music culture. Fans were watching iconic artists go hit for hit in live streaming matchups that sometimes pulled millions of viewers. So naturally, T.I. had an idea. He publicly challenged 50 Cent to a versus battle. At first, it seemed like the perfect matchup. Both artists had massive catalogs, classic records, and huge fan bases. But instead of accepting the challenge, 50 responded the way he usually does when someone calls him out, with jokes. Memes started appearing, sarcastic captions followed, and suddenly what could have been a friendly musical competition started looking a lot more like old beef resurfacing. I kept pushing the idea publicly. Interviews, social media posts, even on-stage appearances where he told crowds to pressure 50 into making it happen. But the battle never materialized. Years passed, and the moment slowly faded away, until early 2026. During a podcast appearance, T.I. brought the topic back up again, claiming the versus battle had once been close to happening, but that 50 ultimately backed out. That was enough to wake the internet up. Because 50 Cent doesn't usually let things slide when his name is brought up publicly. And this time, the response came fast. Old footage started circulating online, clips referencing past situations, captions that hinted at accusations and street rumors that had followed the rivalry for years. It was classic 50 Cent trolling, but then something happened that completely changed the tone of the situation. Because instead of letting his father handle the conflict, King Harris decided to step in. The 21-year-old took to social media and launched a heated rant defending his mother and his family's reputation. The message was aggressive, emotional, and clearly meant to send a message. But in the middle of that rant, he referenced something deeply personal: 50 Cent's late mother. For many people watching the drama unfold online, that moment felt like the line had officially been crossed. Because 50's mother passed away when he was still a child, and he has spoken many times about how that loss shaped his entire life, now suddenly her name was trending on social media because of a feud she had nothing to do with. And the internet reacted instantly. Some people believed King had gone too far. Others argued he was simply protecting his family the same way many sons would. But while fans debated the situation online, 50 Cent himself responded in a way that surprised almost everyone. He didn't release a diss track. He didn't start a lyrical war. Instead, he turned the whole situation into memes. Posts appeared comparing King to cartoon characters. Old childhood photos resurfaced with sarcastic captions. The message was clear. Instead of treating the rant as a serious threat, 50 was treating it like internet comedy. And somehow, that response made the situation even bigger, because the internet loves drama. But then another voice entered the conversation, and things got even more explosive. Charleston White, a man famous for controversial takes and brutally honest commentary, suddenly began posting about the situation. And his message was direct. King Harris should have never gotten involved in the first place. According to White, the real responsibility belonged to T.I. As a father, he believed T.I. should have stepped in long ago and prevented his son from publicly inserting himself into conflicts between veteran artists. White didn't just criticize the decision either. He escalated the situation dramatically. In an attempt to highlight what he saw as hypocrisy online, White posted an image involving T.A.'s own family and argued that if people were defending disrespect toward one person's deceased relatives, then nobody's family should be considered off limits. The post instantly went viral. Supporters claimed he was exposing a double standard. Critics said he had taken things way too far. But Charleston White didn't back down. In multiple live streams, he doubled down on his argument and even claimed he had connections with people in 50 Cent's circle. He positioned himself as someone willing to step directly into the feud if necessary. For people unfamiliar with Charleston White, the moment might have seemed random. But those who follow internet culture knew exactly why his voice carried so much attention, because controversy is practically his brand. Born in Fort Worth, Texas, Charleston White has built a massive online presence by speaking openly about issues most people avoid. His life story is complicated, involving early run-ins with the law, time spent in juvenile facilities, and later a dramatic shift toward activism and youth outreach. He eventually earned a criminal justice degree and co-founded a nonprofit focused on helping at-risk youth avoid the mistakes he once made. But at the same time, his online persona thrives on confrontation. He regularly criticizes rap culture, street politics, and the double standards he believes exist within both. That willingness to say things others won't has earned him millions of views, and just as many critics. So when he stepped into the King Harris situation, it instantly became bigger than a simple rap feud. It became a full-scale internet debate, and King Harris himself was no stranger to viral controversies. Long before the 50 Cent situation, the young rapper had already developed a reputation for unpredictable moments online. There was the viral Waffle House argument where he clashed with employees over an order mistake, a live stream confrontation with his parents during an Atlanta Falcons game that shocked viewers, social media debates about his upbringing and whether he truly understood the struggles of people growing up without wealth or fame. Each moment added another layer to his public image. Some fans admired his loyalty to his family. Others felt he was still learning how to navigate the spotlight that comes with being the son of a hip-hop icon. But while King Harris was dealing with his own controversies, 50 Cent was already juggling multiple conflicts across the industry. That's something many people forget about this entire situation, because 50 Cent has practically turned public feuds into an art form. His rivalry with Rick Ross has lasted more than a decade. His tension with figures connected to the BMF story has created waves across social media. Even his complicated relationship with his own son has occasionally become a topic of online debate. And through all of it, one thing has remained consistent. 50 rarely fights with music anymore. Instead, he uses something far more powerful in the modern era: the internet itself. Memes, screenshots, old footage, sarcastic captions. In today's digital world, those tools can sometimes hit harder than any diss track, which is exactly why the King Harris situation became so unpredictable. Because it wasn't just a rap battle, it was a generational clash playing out in real time. On one side, you had a young artist defending his family with raw emotion and social media posts. On the other side, you had a veteran entertainer who understands how to manipulate internet attention better than almost anyone in the industry. And in the middle of it all, voices like Charleston White pouring gasoline on the fire. Whether the situation will eventually turn into music is still unclear. So far, most of the battle has been fought through captions, live streams, and viral moments. But one thing is certain: a single Instagram rant managed to revive a rivalry that many people believed had already faded into hip-hop history. And now, the entire culture is watching to see what happens next. Because in the world of rap, the most explosive moments rarely come from the stage. They come from the moments nobody expected. And sometimes, all it takes to wake up an old war is one post.